Game number 18 of the ever fast and changing Cape Cod Baseball League season. Thank you for joining us up here in Al Graber Press Box at White House Field. My name is Devin Dobek, and I am joined by my partner tonight, Skylar Wilkes, with Dave Roberts alongside. Should be a great night for baseball here. A little bit windy, 77 degrees, but that wind whipping around on an overcast night at the ballpark. But thank you for joining us. Mariners last night fell to the Bourne Braves by a final score of 5-2. Did not have much offense all game, just 5 hits to show. Struck out 12 times. Credit to the Bourne pitching staff finding ways to get the Mariners out without them even putting the ball in play. But just an overall night that they'd like to forget. And they're carrying this 2-game win streak back home against the first-place YD Red Sox. Not going to be an easy task here tonight, Skylar.
You can say that again, Devin. This team is red hot, 12-5, first place in the East Division. Red Sox have a ton of firepower in the offense, and the Mariners have only lost back-to-back games twice this year. And the bats have just been so inconsistent and up and down. Yesterday it was, 2 runs on 5 hits. Then the day before it was 5 runs on 10 hits. The day before that it was 13 runs on 15 hits. So they got to stay consistent in the lineup. They have the talent to do it. Just can they put it into motion?
We'll take a quick break for the national anthem and return here in just a few moments on Cape League TV.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Welcome back into White House Field. It is alumni night here at White House Field in Harwich, Massachusetts. We got 7 distinguished Harwich Mariner former players returning to the field, and got a first pitch here on tap, so see if he can get it over Johnny. And it's right down the middle for a strike. Gotta love that. But returning to our pregame here, it's been the Vahiva Aloy show. As of late, 6 home runs in his last 4 games, including 4 in the last 2. He's been fantastic for the YD Red Sox, now leading the league in home runs with 8, taking the crown right off Harwich's own Michael Anderson, who sits with 5. And then he's got 21 runs batted in, which leads the league in at-bats with 64 as well, and a 1.076 OPS. The numbers for Aloy have just been so impressive throughout the season thus far.
Unbelievable, the numbers that he is putting up. It really is. Doing it defensively as well, and he's getting it done at the plate. I mean, the power, you don't see that power from the shortstop position that often, but Aloy has taken over that home run reign at a 3-home-run game on the 4th of July. He was worth the price of admission for fireworks itself, and he just continues to steer this team in the right direction. They may be 3rd worst in average, but they're tied for 1st in the league in home runs for a very good reason.
YD Red Sox sure know how to hit the baseball, and that's why they sit at 12-5 atop the East Division, leading the Harwich Mariners currently by 3 games, tied with the Chatham Anglers in 2nd place, with Brewster trailing by 4, and then Orleans with a whopping just 8 points at the bottom of the standings. But with that being said, let's take a quick look at the starting lineup for the YD Red Sox, coached by Scott Pickler. Leading off in center field is Drew Burris, batting second, the designated hitter Easton Carmichael. Batting third at shortstop, Vahiva Aloy. The cleanup hitter in right field is Ethan Petrie. Batting fifth at first base is Anthony Martinez. Batting sixth at third base is Cade McGee. Batting seventh at second is Gavin Gallagher. Batting eighth, doing the catching, is Charlie Somm. And batting ninth out in left field is Will Tippett. Without further ado, getting set to go here, Drew Burris digging in. He was off to a rather cold start last time the Mariners compete with the YD Red Sox. That was at White House Field. Earned his first hit of the season, actually, in that ball game. First pitch in there for a strike, and we are underway at 5:32.
And Burris was away down in North Carolina with Team USA and hit a walk-off home run a few nights ago with the group, and came back yesterday against Orleans and went 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. So it seems like his trip to Cary paid some dividends.
Certainly has. Drew Burris needs no introduction, a guy who lit up college baseball this past season. As the 0-2 misses low for a ball, it's 1-2. But yeah, these YD Red Sox just continue to raise eyebrows. They've been so good. At first it was their offense that was really struggling. They had the pitching, and now they've just put it all together and become a great ball club. Ground ball back to Griffin Kern. He'll flip on to first, and it's 1 up, 1 down to start the Mariner ace. Well, Griffin Kern out of West Virginia has been fantastic this season for the Mariners, coming in with a record of 1-0 through 3 starts, a 1.84 earned run average, 1.09 whip across his 14 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, just 4 walks. He has been the guy for the Mariners. Already has pitched against the YD Red Sox this season, a game in which he went 5 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball, surrendered just 2 hits while striking out 2 and giving out 2 free passes to first base. Digging in now is Easton Carmichael, grounds this one over to the second baseman, Cade Kurland, on to first, and he just gets him in a nick of time. 2 up, 2 down, as we now will meet the Harwich Mariner defense. Out in the outfield, making his outfield debut at that matter, is Danny Dickinson in left field, a guy who's not too familiar with the position, but a great athlete. Should make a great fit out there. In center is Bristol Carter with Matt Scannell in right. Third to first in the infield is Jake Ogden, Ryan Weingartner, Cade Kurland, and Michael Anderson, with Luke Heyman doing the catching for Griffin Kern. First pitch to the number 3 hitter, Vahiva Aloy, misses down low. Aloy also has played in both games against the Mariners this season. He is the leading batter for the YD Red Sox, hitting .313 against the Mariners this season. Watches another pitch miss down low, 2 balls and no strikes. And Arkansas Razorback, and if you're Arkansas, you got to be really excited with the guys you got coming in this next year. 3 of them at the top 5 of the Cape Cod Baseball League home run rankings, including Aloy and Michael Anderson, who recently transferred there from Rhode Island. 2 balls and a strike to Aloy.
And Arkansas head coach Dave Van Horn in attendance today at White House Field, standing out in right field in the grass, watching his shortstop intently.
And Aloy's going to get hit that time. A little bit of a hobble as he leaves the box, but appears to be okay. And so that's the first base runner on Griffin Kern's watch. Base coaches tonight for the Red Sox, Sky Duff down at first base with David Higuera over at third. Scott Pickler, of course, the head skipper, as he's been here for 20-something odd years. Another legend amongst the Cape Cod Baseball League. First pitch now to the cleanup hitter, Ethan Petrie, is going to be in there on the outer part of the plate for a strike, 0-1. Harwich in their home cream uniforms, says Mariners across the chest in navy, outlined in red. Cream pants with blue striped socks in red, and the new Mariners hats, navy blue, featuring the Mariner M with red brims. It's a ball and a strike to Petrie. Red Sox wearing their road red uniforms, says YD on the corner in navy, as well as the number on the front. Number on the back in navy blue, trimmed in white, and white pants as well to go along with those navy blue hats. 2 balls and a strike now to Petrie. Cleanup hitter for the Sox, trying to jump on the Mariners early. It's been low-scoring affairs between these two teams. 2-1 is fouled off, and count evens at 2-2. But yeah, 3-2 victory for the Mariners back on June the 17th at Red Wilson Field. And then back here at White House on June the 22nd, a 4-3 Red Sox win. So the season series at 1-1, 5 games in the series, as opposed to 6 from last year before the shortened schedule. 2-2, breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 3. Griffin Kern locks up his first strikeout and gets out of the first inning unscathed. We'll take a quick break, no score from White House, and be back to meet the Harwich Mariner batting order right here on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
We welcome you back as we take a quick look at the Harwich Mariners starting batting order. Under Steve Engler, leading off is the shortstop Ryan Weingartner. Batting second in the left field is Danny Dickinson. In the 3-hole is the designated hitter Henry Godbout. Cleaning things up at first base is Michael Anderson. Batting fifth at third base, Jake Ogden. Batting sixth, the second baseman Cade Curlin. Batting seventh, the catcher Luke Heyman. Batting eighth in right field is Matt Scannell, with Bristol Carter rounding out the top 9 out in center. On the mound for the YD Red Sox tonight is arguably their ace out of Kennesaw State, Braden Osbolt, 6'3", 215, right-hander from Kennesaw State. And what a fantastic campaign he's been off to start things here, Skylar.
This is his 4th start of the season, his 3rd official start. He pitched 14 pitches against Brewster before it got called off due to rain, but in his 2 starts, he's 2-0 with a .75 ERA and was the pitcher of the week in the Cape League after week 1.
1-1 is in there on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2.
Coming off a year at Kennesaw State where he was an all-ace on 3rd team, 6-2 record with a .448 ERA.
Set for the 1-2. Spoiled off by Weingartner, and he'll stay in there. Base coaches for the Mariners over at first base, Kyle Sylvester with Mark Tebow over at third. Osbolt getting ready for his windup. Now the pitch. Once again, fouled off, and the at-bat continues. Umpiring crew for tonight behind the plate calling the balls and strikes is Jacob Ashworth with Joe LaBella over at first and Mike Rabideau down at third. 1-2. Lined into right center field for a base hit. Weingartner got a good piece of that one. Stumbling over it was Drew Burris a little bit. That will be the first hit of the ball game, and it belongs to the Harwich Mariners.
It's got to feel really good for Weingartner. 0 for 4 last night against Bourne with 2 strikeouts. And now he's got his leadoff hit here ready to cause some trouble on the base paths.
Danny Dickinson returns after a brief stint with Team USA at the tryout. Now comes back to Harwich. This will be his 8th game of the season. Hit .227 before he left, but an OBP of 400. Great guy for the top of the order. Lines this one into right field and sinking down into the glove of Ethan Petrie. So Dickinson gives the first pitch a nice ride, but it's right at the right fielder. And just like that, there's 1 on and 1 down for Henry Godbout.
Good to see him coming out swinging. Obviously, he got some reps down in Cary, but you know, you're back facing the top talent on the Cape, and Dickinson showing no bars, just coming out swinging.
Godbout tagged his first home run yesterday in the loss against Bourne. One of the few positives is that one gets by the catcher, saw him, Down into second easily goes Ryan Weingartner, and they got a runner in scoring position.
Devin, I think tagged is a little bit of a generous term there for Godbout's home run. He said himself he did not think that was going to get over the wall, and rightfully so. It looked like it was going to fall in left field for a double, but he has just been piecing the ball every single time he makes contact with it. It's been really impressive to see.
Huge addition to the Mariners' heart of the order. It's been really consistent, putting together at least a hit a game in the by and large majority of his sample size. 1-0, grounded over to the third baseman, McGee. He'll fire on to first, and it's there in time. As we take a look at the defense for the YD Red Sox. Out in the outfield, Will Tippett's in left with Drew Burris in center and Ethan Petrie in right. Third to first in the infield is Cade McGee, Vahiva Aloy, Gavin Gallagher, and Anthony Martinez over at first with Charlie Somm doing the catching for Osbolt. Runner in scoring position with 2 away from Michael Anderson, the leading RBI guy for the Harwich Mariners this season. He's got 15 of those. Oswald comes set in the stretch, now fires home, and it's there at the knees for strike 0-1. Anderson's been clobbering the baseball, but his average has dropped, which is going to happen when you're playing as much as he does. This will be his 16th game for the Mariners this season. Actually has 16 RBI, so forgive me for that. So just over 1 a game on average. 1 ball and 1 strike to the newest Arkansas Razorback. But yeah, hitting .333 now, was up around the 500 mark and the high 400s for a few weeks into the season. Now it's kind of leveled out, hitting .333. Hard to sustain an average that's so close to being a coin flip for you to get a hit. 1-1, just off the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
I think he'll take .333 though, Devin. 5th in the league in average for a guy that, like you said, is playing every day and he's making solid contact with the baseball. So it's good to see him settling in more but staying consistent with that batting average total.
2-1, set to come home. Thought about it, laid off, and it's inside for a ball. 3-1. Anderson spent last summer with the Newport Gulls of the New England Collegiate Baseball League, hit .244 there. Did have 19 runs batted in across his 31 games played. Osbald once again coming set and surveying the runner. Now decides to go home. It gets by the catcher. It'll be ball 4 as Weingartner touching third, thinking about home, slams on the brakes and retreats now. But the Mariners now with runners at the corners for Jake Ogden. It appears that Oswald's been having a little trouble locating that outer part of the plate. He's now thrown a few pitches that have just completely sailed through the left-handed batter's box all the way to the backstop, and it's granted Weingartner an extra 180 feet. Jake Ogden coming off an 0 for night, but he's been fantastic. Recently transferring to the University of Miami down in Florida, out of UNC Greensboro. So he'll be playing some ACC baseball. First pitch to him, big cut and a miss. Foul tipped into the mitt, they say, and it's 0-1.
Ogden has just been a little off his game, went 0 for 4 against Bourne, didn't have a hit against Brewster either, so his average has dropped pretty far from .313 just 2 days ago to .263. He could really use a base knock right now.
No balls and 2 strikes to the Mariner third baseman. Ogden currently slugging .404 with a .317 on base percentage. Does have 11 RBIs. Second in the ball club only to the guy standing over on first base. A pair of doubles and a pair of home runs as well for Ogden as that one misses way outside once more. Ball and 2 strikes. That one clocking in at allegedly 96. We'll call it net 93 for Osbolt. Of course, our jug's gone a little bit off. That appears on the scoreboard. 1-2. Instead, they'll check on Anderson over at first base. He's back in there without a slide. Nice crowd here at White House Saturday night. And, of course, the YD Red Sox just about 15 or so minutes. So an easy road trip for any fans from Yarmouth or Dennis looking to come catch a game. These two teams always fun to watch. 1-2, misses up and away. But both those games, as I aforementioned, decided by 1 run. between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Always know how to put on a show. And it's been a lot of mistakes that have been the difference. Kind of a war of attrition in between the games. But whoever has made more mistakes has been the loser, as Jake Ogden goes down swinging for out number 3. That will conclude inning number 1. Still no score here from White House. As we head to break, you're listening to Harwich Mariners Baseball on Cape League TV.
Hey Mariners fans, whether at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS. First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Top half of the second. Still no score between the Red Sox and the Mariners here from White House Field. I'm Devin Dobeck, joined by Skylar Wilkes with Dave Roberts alongside. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Sox. Martinez, McGee, and Gallagher in that order. So here we go. Jumping right into inning number 2 here. It'll be Anthony Martinez, who came with quite the target on his back as someone who could have the potential to be one of the premier players in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Freshman All-American back in 2023. His numbers this past season not as strong, but even still has it within him. Ball, no strikes to him. Native of Fairfield, California, attends UC Irvine. Hit .394 in that freshman All-American season. Lifts this one out to deep left field. Going back is Dickinson, doing his best tracking and hauls it in. Danny Dickinson, not your traditional outfielder, gets a little crossed up but makes the play. And the Mariners accept a loud out number 1.
I think you could tell on that play that Danny Dickinson is a bit of an amateur out there in left field, but he's such a good athlete and such a good general baseball player that he can make it look easy. But that was definitely something that, you know, an average left fielder who plays every day probably wouldn't make that same mistake.
1 out here in the second. Cade McGee digs in and watches strike 1 go by. McGee over at third base tonight for the Sox. This past season was at Texas Tech, a Tucson, Arizona native. 0-1 pitch, misses down low on the breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Hit .282 this past season for the Red Raiders. 57 games played, started 56 of those, tallying 53 hits, scored 50 times as well. He's got some speed. 2 balls and a strike to him. Still no hits for the Sox here in this ball game. Griffin Kern, the lefty, Roxanne fires. That one misses just inside. 3 balls and a strike. He's already hit a man, but has yet to walk one. He's a guy who often is known to pitch to contact. Doesn't have too many strikeouts, not too many walks, just 9 and 4 respectively this season through his 14 2/3. That one misses up high. It's a 5-pitch walk now to Cade McGee ahead of Gavin Gallagher.
Now Kern is already, this is the 7th batter he's about to face, which is as many as he went against last time out against Orleans in the first inning. So he made quick work in that first inning. But like you said, not a big strikeout guy, but not a big hits guy either. Usually limits the contact or gets a lot of ground outs. So Kern so far working in his favor.
Gallagher 6'1", 185 out of North Carolina, of course, at Chapel Hill. First pitch home to him. Just misses outside for a ball 1-0, sporting that Carolina blue bat. Got it painted before his time here at the Cape. Slash 348, 429, and 548 for average on-base percentage and slugging, respectively. Fantastic season for him. 1 ball and 1 strike now as Kern finds the zone. His father played and coached at Wake Forest, fellow ACC opponent, while his brother Riley played football at South Carolina. So quite the athletic family. Also has a sister, Campbell, who played volleyball at UNC Wilmington. 2 balls and 1 strike now to him. On deck is Charlie Somm, the catcher. McGee with speed over at first base, but hard to take off on the lefty Kern. 2-1. Misses inside. 3 balls and a strike, so Kern having a little bit of a control problem here. Checking out his wrist for the sign, signaled by the dugout. The 3-1. Grounded softly over to Weingartner at shortstop. On to second for 1. The turn on to first is in time. 6-4-3. The Mariners turn the double play. And we head to the home half of the second. Still with no score here at the house. Stay tuned on the other side of the break. Former Harwich pitching coach from 2008 to 2010, Ryan Parker, joins the booth. Him on the other side when we get back on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Welcome back into White House Field. Still no score. Red Sox and the Mariners going at it here as we're joined by our special guest, pitching coach for the Harwich Mariners, Ryan Parker. Ryan, you're with the team 2008-2010, back here at White House Field for Alumni Night. How's it feel to be home?
Unbelievable. Just what a great feeling it is to be back here, especially during this time of year, 4th of July weekend. Cape Cod Baseball League, you really can't ask for much more. This is a really special place.
Yeah, unfortunately couldn't bring the sun with you, but still a nice, cool night here at the ballpark. Not too hot, not too humid, which is nice as the Mariners set to get things going here. They got 6, 7, 8 due up, Curlin, Heyman, and Scannell. So now, Ryan, you were with the ball club for 3 years. If there was one moment in Harwich that you could put your finger on, of course, that 08, that championship team. So that obviously in the conversation for one of your favorite moments, but is there something you can put your finger on that you enjoyed the most?
I would say just overall the camaraderie here, that really starts with Coach Englert and, really starts on day one with our first team meeting and goes through the entire season, especially as, we have new people joining us along the way and things. Just the chemistry they're able to create here just makes it that much more of a special experience.
Absolutely a special place to play. 1-1 the count to Cade Curlin out of Florida. But, yeah, you mentioned Steve Englert, a guy who's been with the ball club for 25-plus years coaching and, a very special guy. He does things a certain way. He's got a lot of funny sayings, nicknames for people. But is there something that you learned from him that you took throughout the rest of your career?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's like the power of positivity and how important it is to be authentic with yourself and with the team in general. And I think it just makes it that much more of a meaningful experience for them, and you're able to make real lasting impressions with players and the people that are here on and off the field. And it's just one of those things that I carry with me throughout my coaching career.
3 balls and 2 strikes. The count is full. So, yeah, you've got to be a part of the team during kind of a fun time to be a Harwich Mariners fan. Take us through that championship run.
Oh, I mean, it just starts with just a great group of guys. Ground ball up the middle there.
There we go. Nice 6-3 put out from Vahiva Aloy to Anthony Martinez, but please continue.
Yeah, no, 2008 was just an amazing summer. We had a great group of players, DJ LeMahieu, Dustin Ackley, Andrew Giobi, Billy Bullock, just a lot of guys that were in it for the right reasons, that were unselfish, that were great teammates, and it really carried us through the summer where I felt like a lot of other teams maybe hit some rough patches or some dead spots along the way, but we were able to kind of get ourselves out of those moments a little bit sooner. Some great leadership, and like I said, Coach Dingler always infused things with some excitement, and it was great to go through, and just really lucky. By the end of that summer, just the guys that we had and how much it meant to them to be a part of that playoff run. Like I said, that 2008 playoff and championship series is something that we'll never forget.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. As Luke Heyman's retired with a pop fly over to first base. Matt Scannell will dig in now. So you mentioned LeMahieu and all those other stars. Has there been a few guys that have really exceeded your expectations from your time in Harwich where you saw them play, and now they went on to do bigger and better things? Is there maybe a couple guys that you would mention in particular that really stood out to you and was something that you could take away from your experience?
Absolutely. I mean, number one, I think watching DJ LeMahieu play up front and learning from the player himself about like what consistency looks like in terms of how he went about his business every day and what it's supposed to look like for a guy that's on his way to becoming a professional player. That was really important for me as a 28-year-old coach at the time to learn, and something I've carried forward with me. And then there's a guy that's, he's still pitching now, Pierce Johnson, who's now with the Atlanta Braves, who just an unbelievable kid, worked so hard, got injured along the way, and was able to come back and really do great things, not only here, but in his collegiate career. And it's just great to watch him continue to do his thing.
There we go, a 6-3 put out to end a very quick 1-2-3 inning. Well, Ryan, we appreciate you taking the time to join us up here in the booth. Welcome home here on Alumni Night, and best of luck to you in your future endeavors.
And thank the Harwich Mariners organization as a whole for doing this. Just a great day for all of us. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate your time.
100%.
We'll be right back. Still no score here. Heading to the third inning on Cape League TV.
We have a fielder cheering from home. Gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS. For First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
To the third inning we go, 8-9-1 for the YD Red Sox, Somm, Tippett, and Burris, as we're now joined by a full-time member of the 2014 Harwich Mariners, Ronnie Glenn. Ronnie, welcome to the booth. Happy to have you up here in Al Graber Press Box.
Devin, thank you so much for the opportunity to be up here. It's great to be back here at White House Field and all the memories coming back, and yeah, really happy to be here.
So you mentioned those memories, so I guess we'll dive right into it here. I mean, so much. White House Field, one of the nicest fields in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Is there something in particular that hit you as soon as you walked back onto the concourse here?
Well, a lot of memories. So I guess I played 10 years ago now, and I met my wife that summer, Coach Steve Englert's niece, and proposed on that mound right there, and now have 2 kids that went out for the national anthem, so it's pretty neat to see full circle.
That is pretty cool to see Harwich kind of having that love connection as you're able to sort it out here in the Cape. Charlie Somm digs in the catcher and lines one on one bounce over to the shortstop Weingartner. He rocks and fires it over. Nice stretch by Anderson. And it's 6-3 put out. Very efficient for Griffin Kern. But yeah, so you were a full-time member of that 2014 Harwich Mariners team. So we've got a lot of guys going out for so many reasons now. The transactions list is an absolute mess. You got the College World Series guys showing up late, Team USA guys leaving, transfer portal, injuries, so many variables that shake up a roster. So what was it like to be a full-time member of the team, and did you experience any of those kind of things that happened throughout the season?
Sure. So I came on as a temp contract, so halfway through the year did not know if I was going to stay the whole summer. So obviously kind of holding the spot for some of those guys in the College World Series, and just had that opportunity to keep going out there and trying to get guys out, and was able to fortunately stay all summer, and we had a good core group that kind of stayed through the whole summer and allowed us to have some good chemistry and have a opportunity to be in the playoffs as well.
So Coach Engler, you're lucky enough to be married to his niece, but I'm sure you got to know him as a coach and grown closer with him over the years. So what exactly is something that he's done? He's been here over 25 years. That's really stuck with you. Something you learned from him that you've taken on into your endeavors.
Well, Coach Engler just has such a love and a respect for the game, and he also just treats these players so well. The baseball world's small, and I currently work for the commissioner's office, overseeing some of the minor leagues, and just the amount of people that run into that know Coach E and just know how much he cares for the guys that come through, and how much he stays connected and has an impact on their lives during their short time here in Harwich.
Yeah, he likes to keep things loose, that's for sure. All the nicknames, of course, he's got all these traditions. Soul Sunday, where he plays soul music all throughout the pregame, gives guys jerseys before the last home game. He's got like a massive jersey collection. Is there one of his kind of unorthodox rituals that you got here in Harwich that really is something you're like, wow, that was cool, and an experience I'll remember the rest of my life?
I think you nailed it, playing loose. I think just, if it was playing hard, but at the same time playing for each other, and guys are here to showcase their talents and try to put together good stats and try to create opportunities for their careers, and sometimes that comes with a lot of pressure, and I think he just really does a good job bringing fun to this experience, and just allows you to take that with you wherever you go, being loose.
Another quick 1-2-3 inning. I guess that they don't love our guests here, so Ronnie, we'll leave you with any parting words you'd like to say to the Harwich Mariners organization, the fans, any listeners, families, whatever it may be, anything that you can leave them with here as we say goodbye in the booth.
Just so grateful for the Cape Cod Baseball League and for what the Harwich Mariners do each year, and bringing these memories to these families, and the impact on the community, and just really being a part of families in their lives and my life. So just very grateful.
Yep, well, we're glad to have you back. Of course, you got engaged on this mound, so enjoy the rest of the time here. I'm sure a lot of nostalgia flowing in second by second as you spend more time here. But Ronnie, thank you for joining us in the booth. It's a pleasure to have you, and best of luck in your future.
Illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Back here for the bottom half of the third inning. It'll be Carter, Weingartner, Dickinson has one hopper over to the shortstop, Aloy. He fires it across to beat the speedy Bristol Carter. How about that from Vahiva Aloy? Not just the bat, his defense is there too. And there's quickly one away on one pitch here. Moving right along through this ball game. Huge thank you to our guests, both Ryan Parker and Ronnie Glenn, for joining us here in the booth. Great to hear their side of things. Unfortunately, got their time cut short, but Skylar, it's good to have you back where you belong, in the seat to my left. Ryan Weingartner's turn. He singled back in inning number 1. That stands as the only hit of the ball game thus far. Watch his ball 1 miss to make it 1-0. Weingartner on his way to Penn State next season after a great campaign at St. Joseph's in the Atlantic 10 this past year. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the speedy shortstop. Oswalt back out there for his 3rd inning of work. The 1-1 misses way outside. That's been a commonality for him here tonight. Now up to 34 pitches for Oswalt. 19 of them have been strikes. Comes set at the waist and now fires. Weingartner, a 2-hopper over to Aloy at short on to first. Another 6-3 putout. That's now 6 straight Mariners that have been retired by Braden Oswalt, starting to find his rhythm here. 2 up, 2 down in the 3rd.
And 4 of them have gone straight to short, so Vahiva Aloy is putting on a defensive clinic for everyone in attendance today.
Put out machine, it seems, today. Still waiting for him to get going with the bat. I'm sure Mariners fans happy he hasn't had too many of those opportunities. A guy with a ton of power who can change the game with 1 swing. First pitch to Danny Dickinson, a breaking ball that just misses down low to make it a ball and no strikes. After Dickinson, should we get there, it'll be Henry Godbout heading into the heart of the order. Dickinson flew out to right field in his first at-bat, checks his swing this time. They'll appeal down to first, and Joe Labella says yes, he did. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the Utah Valley product. Dickinson, a guy who lit up Utah Valley this past season, was fantastic. And I'm sure bigger things in store for him once he makes that decision. 2 balls and a strike now to the Richland, Washington native, 6 foot, 180-pound rising junior. Hit .367 for the Wolverines this past season and .372 in that freshman year. Consistency is key for him. Fouls off the next pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Won about every accolade you could want. All WAC first team. He was the district co-player of the year. 2nd team All-American from perfect game. Really, he's going to find himself a good home currently in the portal.
2-2 pitch. Grounded over to guess who? Vahiva Aloy. He'll fire on to first. And it's a 1-2-3 3rd inning. All 3 putouts, 6-3. Vahiva Aloy adding to his resume as we head now to the middle 3rd of the ball game. When we return, Skylar Wilkes takes over the play-by-play duties for innings 4 through 6. Still no score here at the house on Cape League TV.
Here at the State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Back at White House Field for the top of the 4th inning. Skylar Wilkes with Devin Dobeck to my right. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Saturday evening for Cape Cod Baseball League action between the Red Sox and the Mariners. Scoreless ball game here through 3, only 1 hit combined. That came at the bottom of the 1st from Ryan Weingartner, so it's 2-3-4 up for YD, starting with the DH Easton Carmichael. Grounded out to second, his first time up in the first. Breaking ball is high for ball one, out of the arm of Griffin Kern, the lefty. And for his fourth start of the season, second against this Red Sox team. Another ball upstairs, 2-0. Carmichael, a rising junior at Oklahoma, coming off a phenomenal year where he was an all Big 12 first team, NCBWA third team All-American. This one is chopped to third. Ogden charging on the infield grass, sidearm throw on the run, and it's accurate. Beat out Carmichael for out number one.
Nice play by Jake Ogden there, having to make that play on the run across the body. Not an easy thing to do. Looked like he might have sailed it at first, but we're forgetting Michael Anderson, who stands about 6'5" over there at first base. Not much gets by his frame, and he reels it right in. Nice out number one. Griffin Kern really starting to get in a rhythm here.
Trying to stay locked in here against the menacing bat of Vahiva Aloy, who has to back out of the way and a pitch in at the knees. 1-0 to the YD shortstop, who was hit by a pitch last time up in the first. Leads the league in home runs. Tied for second in hits. Has been a machine as Kern drops it in at the feet. 2-0. To the rising junior at Arkansas, all the way from Hawaii. In his 18th game so far, he's played in every single outing. 2-0. This one is smacked right up the middle to second. Cade Curlin takes it in the belly on the hop and throws it over. So Vahiva Aloy retired for the first time today. That's got to feel good for Griffin Kern.
Oh, absolutely. Getting their best guy out. Still hit the ball pretty hard. I'm sure Cade Curlin will tell you that. Took that one right off the gut. Kind of jumped up on him. Short hop. Well, great job to knock it down, control it, and make a strong throw over. Another guy you don't want on the base paths. He can make it pay. And Scott Pickler, small ball guy, likes the stolen bases, likes the bunts. So a nice put out for Cade Curlin that time.
Another guy who can make you pay, Ethan Petrie, tried to show it there. Gets nothing but air. It's 0-1 to the right fielder, who struck out looking in the first, but he's had a monster year. Only 8 games for YD, but he's 13 for 27. That's .481 average, as Kern misses just above the zone, 1-1. Went 2 for 3 yesterday against Orleans in the 11-4 victory. Getting Petrie was kind of like the rich getting richer. 1-1. Another whiff. A ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Scoreless ball game between the Red Sox and the Mariners.
Yeah, he is a monster, Skyler. 6'4", 230 for the junior out of South Carolina.
Kern just outside. 2-2. It was an All-Atlantic Region second team this past year for the Gamecocks after hitting .306 with 21 homers and 53 RBIs. But he had a Drew Burris type of year last year as a freshman. 2-2, slapped foul. And I mean that more literally because he won just about every accolade. Perfect game, National Freshman of the Year, NCBWA First Team All-American. He was on the All-SEC First Team. So technically a down year, if you will, as a sophomore, but still a imposing figure in the batter's box.
Anyone would be lucky to have that guy.
2-2, chopped back to the pitcher Kern, who stumbles coming off the mound, and Ogden can't make a play there. It's an infield single for Ethan Petrie, which keeps the inning alive on a 2-out single.
And that's really disappointing for Kern. He would have faced the minimum in the last 3 innings and just 4 batters he faced in the first, but running down off that mound, of course, it's elevated. So the ground comes up pretty quick when you're trying to plant that leg. And as he's trying to read the hop, it was just too much, and it skitters by him. But if that's how YD's going to have to get their hits off this pitcher, probably a pretty positive sign.
First hit allowed for Kern. Now he's got to face another batter here. It's the lefty Anthony Martinez. Looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. The first baseman flew out to left in the second. It was a hard hit baseball that turned around rookie left fielder Danny Dickinson, who's a shortstop or middle infielder by trade. 0-1. Martinez flares it out to center field. That drops in front of Bristol Carter. Petrie holds up at second, back-to-back 2-out knocks for the Red Sox.
A appears that when it rains, it pours. After 3 scoreless innings now, gets the 2 outs, can't make the play to record the third. It turns into an infield single, and now open the floodgates. Back-to-back hits for the Red Sox, and Caden McGee's now tasked with trying to find a way to drive them in. These games are always low-scoring affairs. If there was somehow a sports book in the Cape League, the unders would always be going crazy between the Red Sox and the Mariners. I mean, 7 runs in one game, 5 in the other. It's just always a tooth-and-nail war of attrition.
And both games were decided after the 6th inning as well, so can't really coming down to the wire. As Kern misses upstairs for ball 1, Cade McGee was the first walk and only walk issued by Kern back in the second. 1-0, 2 outs, men on first and second for the Red Sox. This one is hammered high in the air. Center field, not enough power on it. Bristol Carter takes a few steps back and catches it for out number 3. So Griffin Kern gives up 2 hits, but doesn't allow any runs as Whitey leaves 2 men on. Still scoreless here, heading to the bottom of the 4th on the Harwich Mariner Network.
Hey Mariners fans, whether you're at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS. Hey Mariners fans, join us for First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
Home half of the 4th. Braden Oswalt still chugging on the mound for the Red Sox. He's given up no runs, 1 hit so far, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Facing the heart of the order though for the Mariners in 3-4-5, starting with the DH Henry Godbout, who grounded out to third in the first.
From Virginia, number 5, Henry Godbout.
7 straight batters retired for Oswalt. 4 in a row have been ground outs to short.
Which is pretty crazy. And then you can do 5 of the last 6 have been ground outs to short.
This one is not going to be that. It's a line drive straight to center field where Drew Burris catches it without having to take a step. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Oswalt.
Yeah, just trading outs here. I mean, just not a whole lot of offense. First pitch swings, aggressive approaches, and got kind of an ace-on-ace matchup. So no surprise we're seeing this game being so low scoring and just 3 total hits between the 2 teams.
Michael Anderson up now, the last batter to reach base safely for Harwich. Takes the ball low. He walked. He was the Cape League Player of the Week after the first 7 days for his performance, and facing now the Pitcher of the Week for that stretch in Braden Oswalt. 1-0. Looped high in the air. Right center field. Called off by Drew Burris. Makes a catch, sidestepping to his left, and a quick 2 outs for the Mariners.
Seems like the trends are hot. Back-to-back flyouts to center after 4 straight groundouts to short. Just seems like that's the way this baseball game is going.
Jake Ogden looking to change that. He's the lone strikeout victim from Oswalt today. Went down swinging to end the first. Has been on a bit of a cold stretch recently. 0 for 4 yesterday, after going 0 for 5 on the 4th of July against Brewster.
And Oswald only at 44 pitches. He can easily go into the 5th, maybe the 6th inning.
Drops in a strike. 1-1 to Ogden. Longest outing this past season at Kennesaw State for Oswald was 7 innings. as he misses outside with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. That was most recently did it on the 22nd of May against Florida Gulf Coast. 2-1. Ogden takes another strike. That's at the bottom of the zone. And now deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No men on in the bottom of the 4th. Osbold kicks and deals. And Ogden hammers this one to left. That drops right in front of Tippett. And Jake Ogden snaps the cold streak and gets aboard with a 2-out single.
And that's when he desperately had to have. I mean, you said it best. He was in a cold spell, and that happens. That's part of the game, slumps, all these, dry spells. Certainly a part of the game, as well as getting hot. Maybe that's the start of something for him, but it's got to feel good to get that monkey off his back. You never like having that cloud over you, kind of glooming, because you haven't had a hit in forever, and busts out of that with a nice line drive this time.
100 miles per hour off the bat from Ogden. You can tell by that velocity as Osbold misses down to Cade Kurland. Grounded out to short. Last time up in the second, 1-0. Another ball. Ogden on first is yet to steal a base this season, although he led the squad at UNC Greensboro this past spring with 16.
Kind of surprising because Harwich has been aggressive. They've stolen on the season 26 bases, so to know that Ogden, who led his team last year, hasn't really been given a shot to take off is kind of ironic.
Very interesting. Michael Anderson has even attempted a stolen base.
He certainly has.
Unsuccessful last week against Wareham. And Kurland had 3-0 after he went 1 for 4 against Brewster on Thursday with an RBI. Hitters count 3-0. Kurland keeps his bat on his shoulder as Osbold delivers a strike. Rising junior at Florida in his 6th game with Harwich. 278 so far. 5 for 18. 3-1. Swinging and missing. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first in the bottom of the 4th. Scoreless ball game between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Osbold with his right arm hanging as the ball clutched. Now pulls it to his glove and delivers. Kurland. Slow roller to third. McGee cuts it off on the run. Fumbles with the exchange and just holds on to it. Ogden wiped out on the second base bag, but everyone is safe.
And see if he's okay. Tripped on it rather gingerly. Does appear to be okay, but yeah, he tripped thinking about going to third, and then when he retreated to second, kind of jammed his foot, but he appears to be okay. And yeah, another interesting hit, but Cade Kurland gets the job done.
And that is ruled a single for Cade Kurland, so back-to-back 2-out base hits for Harwich. Same like YD at the top of the frame. And it continues for Kurland's college teammate, Luke Heyman, the catcher who flew out to first in foul territory in the second. This one bounced right at McGee, who gets a chance to make up for it, and he does it with ease on a bullet to Martinez. 2 hits in the inning for Harwich, but no runs from it. 2 men left on. 0-0 is the score, heading to the 5th on the Harwich Mariner Network.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
fifth inning is upon us in a scoreless ball game between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Devin Dobeck, Skylar Wilkes with you here. Griffin Kern, he's been pretty consistent with his last outing against Orleans. He went 4 1/3, but season long is 5 1/3. That was against this very same Red Sox team. When these two teams last faced off, Red Sox came away with a 4-3 victory. And in that outing,
Leading off the top of the fifth for YD.
Kern gave up 2 hits, 2 unearned runs with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, which Devin alluded to earlier. Based in the bottom third of the order here for YD. Giving up just 2 hits so far. Gavin Gallagher up for the second time. Second baseman grounded into a double play. Last time up in the second. And a ball outside puts Gallagher ahead 1-0. Pinch hit yesterday against Orleans, went 0 for 1. His last full game in the lineup was Thursday against Hyannis. Went 1 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs. A weak swing at the high changeup. A ball and a strike to Gallagher, who is from Apex, North Carolina, which is about 20 minutes west of Raleigh. Went to Pro 5 Baseball Academy, same school as Harwich catcher Macon Winslow, who's not in the lineup today. But 2 high school teammates, both now bitter rivals in the ACC, Tobacco Road, Duke, and UNC. It's 2-1 to Gallagher. Pops it foul on the first base side. The Tar Heel Gallagher had a little bit of a better freshman campaign than Winslow, all ACC freshman team. Second team freshman All-American by perfect game after hitting .314 with 8 home runs and 38 RBIs.
Not to mention his time in the College World Series.
And goes down looking. Griffin Kern plops in a breaking ball for his third strikeout of the game. 1 gone for the Red Sox.
Yeah, but back to Gallagher real quick as he's retired. I mean, that regional, Chapel Hill Regional, was the MVP of it. Went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, including a walk-off grand slam. 6 RBI in that ball game. He was sensational for the Tar Heels. Huge part of their success, and I'm sure they're very happy to have him back for his next season.
Definitely a building block for years to come down in Chapel Hill. Kern throws a first pitch strike, looking to Charlie Son, the catcher, who grounded out to short in the third. Part of a trio of backstops for Scott Pickler. Son usually third, which has kind of been the case for much of his collegiate career at Stanford. Keeps getting hurt or falling behind on the depth chart. Swing and miss, 1 and 2. Last played on Wednesday against the Harbor Hawks, went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a strikeout, although he's 1 for 21 coming into today through 9 games. That's a .048 average. 1 and 2 from Kern. Just beneath the zone, evens the count at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and this is a big summer for him when you think about Charlie Som, a guy really looking to improve his stock, not only for the draft and for personal reasons, but for his return season at Stanford. Really wants to find a way to become an everyday guy. And it's tough being a catcher because you know you're already granted going to have split time based on matchups, based on who's on the mound. So whatever he can do here to improve how he's viewed and become more of a majority starter is huge for him going into next year.
Som, even in the count 2-2. And that is right down the middle. Back-to-back Ks for Griffin Kern. This victim is Charlie Som, 4 on the day for the southpaw for Harwich.
Beautiful pitch that time, just froze him. Not a hard pitch to hit, just wasn't expecting it, and it blows right by him before he can even look back at the catcher's mitt. Back-to-back backwards Ks now for Griffin Kern.
All 4 strikeouts for Kern have been looking, which is rare. You don't see that too often, at least in college baseball. 2 gone for Will Tippett, the switch hitter in the right-handed batter's box. Solid breaking ball from Kern. 0-1 to the left fielder, who grounded out back to the pitcher in the third. 0-1 behind on the low fastball. No balls, 2 strikes to the rising junior at South Carolina. Through 8 games with YD, he's 3 for 14, which is a .214 average. 0-2 from Kern. barely misses on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 5th to Tippett. Pinch hit yesterday against Orleans, went 0 for 1, but played on Wednesday against Hyannis, 0 for 2. 1 and 2. That's downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Tippett, who looks like, I don't know if his Gamecock teammates would appreciate that he's got that baby blue bat, like a UNC color. 2-2. This one is flared in the air, shallow right field, called off by the second baseman, Cade Curlin. Squeezes it for the third out. Griffin Kern retires the side in order. 1-2-3 for the second time today. 2 strikeouts and a pop out. As scoreless heading to the bottom of the 5th. And before we go to break, let's preview our next 3 games here for the Mariners. Tomorrow on the road to face another East Division foe in the Chatham Anglers, before having an off day on Monday, then coming back to White House Field to face off against one of the better teams in the league, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. That's it, Tuesday, and then Wednesday on the road, another in-division opponent to face the struggling Orleans Firebirds, an uncharacteristic year for Kelly Nicholson and company. So 2 of the next 3 division opponents. Hyannis 0 for 2-0 against Harwich, so the Mariners looking for their first win against a solid Harbor Hawk squad.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun baseball coming up. We're at the point in the year where the rosters are just about set, and now it's time to win ball games. So for teams that are slacking, got to figure it out quick. 8 teams make the playoffs, top 4 in each division, so a lot of exciting stuff, and each game means more as we approach the halfway point in the season. I mean, not a long season, just around hovering 40 games. Got to find ways to win.
We're just about at the halfway point here in today's ball game between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Braden Osbolt, ready for his 5th inning of work. He's done a solid job. No runs, 3 hits so far. He's got 8, 9, and 1 up for Harwich. Lone lefty on this team in the batting order, that is. He's the only left-handed hitter for the Mariners. It's Matt Scannell, who grounded out to short in the 2nd. And takes a first pitch called strike, 0 and 1. Third baseman McGee playing well in, almost near shortstop territory, parallel with the bag. Scannell swings through the changeup. It's 0 and 2. Second baseman Gallagher is standing in shallow right field, expecting to pull. 0 and 2 from Osbolt. Winds and fires. And that's a ball.
Good pitch to miss, though. Looked like it might have just nicked the outside corner, but instead the break went right around it. Scannell lives to see another one.
Scannell coming off his first multi-hit game of the season against Brewster. 1 and 2 in the dirt. Between the legs of Summit lands. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To the rising grad student at Wake Forest. It's alumni night here at White House Field, which could be attended by Scannell's dad, who played with Harwich in 1989. 2 and 2. And that is sprayed out to left field. Drops right in front of Tippett. Matt Scannell, sharp turnaround first, but he's in. Back-to-back hit games with a hit from Matt Scannell. And Harwich has a leadoff runner on here in the 5th.
And that's the guy you'd love to see get going. He was a big heart of the order guy last season with Harwich, was top 3 in the club in RBIs, and a team that didn't have the offense that they do this year, but he was a huge part of what they did last year. I mean, double-digit RBIs, really found ways to hit gaps, hit for extra bases, and that's nice to see him starting to get into a rhythm heading into the back half of the year.
Bristol Carter on the ground to third. McGee over to second. Gallagher onto first, and it's around the horn. 5-4-3 double play, and just as quickly as Scannell got on, both runners are erased. 2 gone for Harwich.
It's what we call 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You get a leadoff single, and for Harwich, that's just your second leadoff man on of the night. And then just like that, Bristol Carter, who has speed, no chance at that one. Playing in was the corner guy, Cade McGee, and right around the horn they go. Now the base is clear.
Back to the top of the order with Ryan Weingardner up for the 3rd time and jumps ahead in the count 1-0. Singled in the bottom of the 1st and then grounded out to short in the 3rd. 1-0 from Osbolt. Hardy cut from Weingartner, 1-1. Like Devin mentioned, transferring from St. Joe's to Penn State, where he's hitting coach with the Hawks, now is a member of the Nittany Lions. 1-2 to Weingartner. Was a second-generation Hawk. His dad played there, but no hard feelings, he says. Transferring to Penn State. 1-2. Osbolt throws the ball down. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th to the Harwich leadoff man, Ryan Weingartner. Osbolt kicks and deals. And the slider is down and away. Runs the count full.
And hard to be upset when he's got a chance to play in the Big Ten in front of a nice crowd, bigger school. Whole new experience for Ryan. Excited.
Full count. That's outside. Ryan Weingartner works a 2-out walk. He's already 3rd in the league in that category, so he continues the trend. He's walked quite a bit against YD. In 2 games, now his 3rd game, he's got 4 walks. Second one issued by Osbolt.
And Scott Pickler will make his way out, looking over the bullpen, but regardless, we won't get his decision for a little while longer. Oh, and there it is.
So Scott Pickler decides to pull the plug on Braden Osbolt, who went a strong 4 2/3 innings, giving up no runs on 4 hits. But with a runner on here in the bottom of the 5th, scoreless ball game. Red Sox make a pitching change, so we step aside briefly here. Don't go anywhere on the Harwich Mariner Network.
Here at the State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
So Scott Pickler decides to pull the plug on Braden Osbolt here in the bottom of the 5th after he gives up a walk to Ryan Weingartner with 2 outs, and Pickler turns to another righty in Pablo Torres out of Bethune-Cookman, who is not only on the All-SWAC team this past year, he was the SWAC reliever of the year, leading the conference in saves with 6, and finished 3rd in the conference in ERA with a 3.42 earned run average. Just came back from Team USA with a few of his teammates, including first baseman Anthony Martinez, center fielder Drew Burris. And now facing another Team USA guy in Danny Dickinson, who's 0 for 2 in his return. Torres keeping an eye on Weingartner, who is no doubt a threat to run. Five stolen bases already this season for Weingartner, and he's running. Throw down from Sam, just not in time. Close play there as Gallagher tried to apply the tag to the back of Weingartner's foot, but instead he's in there with his 6th stolen base of the season, and the Mariners have a runner in scoring position.
And with that, he's tied for the team lead with 6, along with Bristol Carter. That speed is just such an asset, especially in a situation like this. 2 outs, you got nothing to lose. I mean, worst case, you get thrown out. You got 2, 3, 4 coming up. Takes off. Now he's in scoring position for a contact hitter.
And a 1-0 count goes high. 2 balls, no strikes to Dickinson, who lined out to right in the first, grounded out to short in the third. Weingartner also led his St. Joe's team this spring with 18 stolen bases. 2-0 to Dickinson. Weingartner dances off of second, and Torres nails the bottom of the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Third appearance of the season for the righty. 3 innings pitched is a 9 ERA. 3 runs, 5 hits allowed. 2-1, checks Weingartner, now fires. That's upstairs. 3 balls and a strike to Danny Dickinson, who is yet to strike out so far in his Cape League career. 5 walks, no Ks in 7 games. Ahead in the count, 3-1, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Torres with a look and a pitch, and he finds the zone. Dickinson was about to head on down to first. He's got to stay in the box.
Yeah, just doing his best bet to try and will the umpire to send him down there, act like he knows it was a ball, but not too much. That's going to happen on Jacob Ashworth's watch.
Full count. The payoff from Torres, and Dickinson slices it foul. Out of play on the first base side.
Great defensive swing that time from Dickinson. Pitch low and away, not something he can barrel up, and he knows it, so just tries to find a way to spoil it and see another pitch. Make Torres try and come more in his wheelhouse.
So again, it's 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Man on second for Harwich in a scoreless ballgame with the Red Sox. The delivery from Torres, and another sharp foul from Dickinson on the first base side, staying alive. Shouldn't be a surprise that he's got so many free passes, 34 this past spring at Utah Valley compared to just 28 strikeouts. Three and 2. Torres checks twice at Weingartner. Throws the pitch, which Dickinson knocks foul on the right field side. So a strong battle here between Pablo Torres and Danny Dickinson.
Dickinson's so strong, hitting on the inner half of the plate, so you see Torres trying to live away, make him go out of his comfort zone if he's going to put something in play. Dickinson's responded well, forcing him to throw pitches. Maybe he'll make a mistake, something he can barrel up.
3-2, ninth pitch of the at-bat on the way. There it is. Swing and a miss. Pablo Torres wins the lengthy battle with Danny Dickinson, gets him down on strikes, and fans the one batter he came in to face. So Braden Osbolt off the hook without allowing an earned run. 1 hit in the inning for Harwich, 1 man left on. Still 0-0, heading to the 6th on the Harwich Mariner Network.
You're at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS.
Griffin Kern still towing the rubber for Harwich. Season long is 5 1/3. He's through 5 already, but he's facing the top of the order. For the Red Sox, for the third time, Drew Burris, center fielder who's 0 for 2, grounded out back to Kern in the first and struck out looking in the third. Slow roller to third, backhanded by Ogden. Fair ball, throw across the diamond. No, it's foul. Oh, and 1 to Burris.
Burris still trying to hit his stride here with the YD Red Sox. As we mentioned, he's got the whole rap sheet and resume to be a star in this league, but it hasn't translated.
Lifts it in the air, right field foul territory, but it drops fair right in front of Scannell. And Drew Burris aboard with a lead-off single, his 5th hit of the Cape Cod League season.
And that's one sometimes you just need, just to see one fall and get yourself aboard. It's a confidence builder. Just floats that one out, not his traditional hard hit ball up the middle or in the outfield, but just drops in a nice butterfly into right field, and he's aboard with nobody out. Leadoff man is crucial to have on board, especially when he's got speed like him heading into your 2-3-4. This is all good signs for the YD Red Sox. We'll see how Kern can respond.
Yeah, dangerous part of the order up here for YD, Easton Carmichael. Jumps ahead in the count 1-0 on a curveball that was called outside by home plate umpire Jacob Ashworth.
Close one there, but it's been consistent. We've seen some pitches that look like they might have just went around the plate and finished really well, but that time sticking with the ball call.
Kern checks on Burris at first, who has taken 2 bases this season so far, 2 for 2. 1-0 count to Carmichael. Rounded out to second in the first and third in the fourth. Sends it foul over the grandstands on the first base side. 1-1. Carmichael hitting .293 with 2 homers, 12 ribbies. For Scott Pickler, part of this power hitting lineup, carrying on from a year at Oklahoma where he slashed .366, which was led the entire Big 12. 1-1. This one is hammered high in the air, left center field. Carter sprinting after it, and that clears the wall as Carter collides with it. Easton Carmichael breaks the stalemate with a 2-run jack to left, and the Red Sox lead 2-0 in the top of the 6th, thanks to the powerful bat of Easton Carmichael.
Keeping an eye on Bristol Carter, though. I mean, he did not have any thought about the wall in his head when that ball was hit. He was going 100 miles per hour as hard as he can, and he ran right into that chain link fence. Got him pretty good. He bounced right off it, fell on his back. He's a little ginger as he heads back to his spot in center field, but telling everyone he's okay, waving off the trainers. That's a key piece for the Harwich Mariners.
Carter running full speed, like you said, Devin, not even thinking about the wall. That's how committed he is to catching the baseball. Hopefully he's all right out there in center. Kern with the ball low to Vahiva Aloy, who's 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out to second in the fourth. There is an arm up in the bullpen for Harwich as Aloy slams it backwards behind home plate. 1-1 to the league leader in home runs with 8. Another stat we repeated earlier, 6 of them in his last 4 games, which is absolutely ridiculous. This one is smacked right off the glove of the shortstop Weingartner. 3 hits in a row for YD. This one off the bat of Vahiva Aloy. You knew couldn't stay quiet for long.
And that's what the old saying is. Once you go through the order for the 3rd time, things get a lot more difficult, and that's been the case for Griffin Kern. I mean, 3 straight hits all of a sudden just as he goes through the order for the 3rd time, and that will draw out Steve Engler. He'll probably make a move to the pen.
And another important thing is it's really their 4th, 5th, 6th times facing him, because he pitched it 5 1/3 against them last time out. So they are familiar with the left arm of Kern. Steve Engler out to talk with his pitcher and the rest of the infield with a man on first, no out still here in the top of the 6th. And now 2-0 Red Sox lead. Engler trusting his southpaw pitcher, rising grad student at West Virginia, decides to stay in, talks his way in to face Ethan Petrie for the 3rd time, who was the first batter to get a hit for for YD back in the fourth. He's 1 for 2, also struck out looking in the first.
Kern already up to 74 pitches. That's just one away from his season high, which he set against the YD Red Sox. But he's been over 70 in each of his 3 outings.
75th is high and outside. 1-0 to Petrie with Aloy on first. 2 for 3 on stolen bases this season after taking 7 in the spring at Arkansas. 1-0. Floats it foul. On the first base side, 1 ball, 1 strike to Petrie.
But as a starting pitcher, that's one thing you got to love about Steve Engler is you're not going to get penalized for mistakes you've made. He, of course, has left a few pitches over the plate, 3 straight hits, but Stevie's not going to pull him just for that reason. He has faith in his guys and lets them make the decision for themselves just about half the time, and then when they need to go, that's when he'll yank them.
1-1 is in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike, no outs in the top of the 6th. Aloy on first in a 2-0 Red Sox ball game. Curran checks him twice. Now pitches right down the pipe. Count is even at 2 apiece to Petrie. Strikeouts were a bit of a problem this spring at South Carolina, 73. To be exact, 2-2. On the ground to third, Ogden. Over to second, Curlin to first, and they complete the double play. So the mound visit works. Griffin Kern gets a 5-4-3 double play to empty the bases and get 2 outs for the Red Sox.
That's got to feel good. I mean, you're just getting in a situation, you're getting jammed up, guys are knocking you around, and then you're able to get a nice double play around the horn by your defense. Credit to Jake Ogden. That ball took a short hop on him, still able to retain it, not rush the throw from a low position, so it was in time, and then a beautiful turn by Curlin.
Second double play, turned by the Harwich defense. As Kern is now past his season-long in innings pitched at 5.2 now. 1-0 count to Anthony Martinez. Smacks it foul. Into the grass in left field over the Harwich bullpen, 1-1 to the rising junior at UC Irvine. Flew out to left in the second, singled in the fourth. Through 6 games, just 158 average. This one is chopped to second, backhanded by Curland on the run, sidearm throw, pulls Anderson off the bag. He applies the tag to Martinez, and it's in time. So Michael Anderson saves an error from Cade Curland and retires the side for YD, not before the big bat of Easton Carmichael strikes. 3 hits in the inning for the Red Sox. 1 didn't come back. 2-run shot from Easton Carmichael, and it's 2-0 Red Sox heading to the bottom of the 6th on the Harwich Mariner Network.
Hey Mariners fans, join us for First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
First full inning of work for Pablo Torres. He's got some run support now after a 2-run jack from Easton Carmichael. As a 2-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th. Torres faced 1 batter in the 5th. It was Danny Dickinson, who he struck out swinging on a foul tip. Got to deal with the heart of the order, though, for Harwich. 3-4-5, starting with Henry Godbout. Lined out to center his last time up. Swings at the initial honor, fouls it off first base side. Godbout yesterday against Bourne, 2 for 4 with a double, a home run, and RBI. has been impressive early on in his Harwich career. Batting .296 through 7 games, 8 hits in that time frame. 0-1, and this one is laced to right. Ball's in front of Petrie, and Henry Godbout stays hot with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th.
That's just textbook masterclass from Henry Godbout that time. Gets a pitch on the inner half, but just sits on it and lets it come to him. Slaps one out to the opposite field. I'm sure he's got a bunch of high school coaches somewhere that are praising his name for doing something like that.
Big spot for Michael Anderson, who last time he was at White House Field in a 2-0 ball game, smashed a 2-run shot to left against Brewster. This time he takes a ball low, 1-0, to the first baseman who walked in the first, flew out to center in the 4th. Godbout on first, 1 for 1 on stolen bases this season after taking 6 in the spring at UVA. 1-0, and a called strike. 1-1. The rising junior at Arkansas, transferring from Rhode Island, 5th in the league in average and in hits. Tied for 2nd in home runs. Anderson pops it up, foul territory, first base side. Martinez slides to a knee right by the wall, and it drops. A ball and 2 strikes to Anderson. And Devin, you mentioned it. Vahiva Loy atop the league in homers. Ryder Helfrich from Brewster is tied with Anderson at 2nd, so that Razorback team has an insane amount of power.
Yeah, just 3 of them at the top of the Premier Collegiate Summer League here in the Cape, and got to be smiling if you're the coach of that team. Just going to have a lot of decisions to make with the heart of that order.
1-2 to Anderson. Torres, the delivery, clips the top of the zone for strike 3. Michael Anderson down looking, and that's 2 punch-outs already for Pablo Torres in 3 at-bats.
That's a tough pitch for Anderson. He knows he's going to have a lot of trouble catching up to that fastball away. Would really have to find a way to sit on it and then take it the opposite way, but instead, just a tough borderline strike call. Pitcher's pitch from Pablo Torres. Not much that a power hitter like that can do with it.
Torres steps off, checks Godbout at first before he throws a pitch to Jake Ogden. 1 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first, singled in the 4th. And another throw back to Martinez. Final line for Braden Oswald, 4 2/3. No runs on 4 hits with 2 walks and a strikeout. So his ERA was .75 coming in, and it'll only lower. Initial offer to Ogden as Godbout takes off, swing and miss. Sam throw down, and it gets away from the second baseman Gallagher. Godbout sprinting off to third. Burris the throw in. Godbout gets it safely. So it's a stolen base plus an E2 on the catcher, Sam. And Harwich has a runner 90 feet away, still just 1 out.
It looked like he was going to be dead to rights. Good throw, absolutely had him down at second base, but Charlie Sam just mails that one into center field, and looks like Scott Pickler looking for an interference call on the batter. He's out to contest with the home plate umpire, Ashworth.
Interesting argument there for Pickler, because that throw from Sam was timely. It definitely got there accurately. Maybe it was low, and that's what he's arguing, but that was a timely throw.
It looked like Ogden might have kind of fell over onto the plate after the pitch as well. So, not sure what's going to happen. It looks like we're just going to play baseball as usual. Mariners might have caught a break there, but they'll take it now. Godbout 90 feet from score and cutting into this lead.
And it's 0-1 to Ogden. Was 11 RBIs to his total this season so far. 0-1. And he waves at a slider outside, very off balanced, and it's 0-2.
Completely fooled him that time. I'm sure he's going to laugh at himself when he sees that back on the film later. Pitch completely out of the zone, thought it was a fastball, broke away from him, and he just completely flails at it.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Godbout on third. Delivery from Torres. Misses the top of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ogden, who comes into today 2 games against Whitey, 2 for 7, with a run batted in, a walk, and a strikeout. 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Jake Ogden. for the second time. Pablo Torres now with 3 Ks in 4 at-bats.
Yeah, he's been just working away, making these hitters get uncomfortable. Godbout got the best of him and lined one off over to the right field, but since then he's just been living away, and these righty Harwich hitters have had a lot of trouble. It's got to be something that they notice in their game plan, living on the far side of the plate.
Torres goes back to the well, finds or gets a called strike towards the top left corner. Curlin not a fan, but it's 0-1 to the second baseman, who grounded out to short in the second, singled in the fourth, and infield hit to third base. In the dirt, Sam keeps it close enough where Godbout stays at third. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The Red Sox leading 2-0 over the Mariners. 1 ball, 1 strike to Curlin. Godbout dancing on off the third base bag. Curlin smacks this to left, and that drives home the run. Godbout comes in to score. Cade Curlin, an RBI single, gets Harwich on the board. It's 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th.
Got out in front of that high pitch and was just able to throw his bat at it and square it up real nicely in the barrel. Tough swing above the hands, having to raise them, and now Scott Pickler's seen enough.
So Pablo Torres, who struck out 3 batters, the 100-mile-per-hour RBI single from Curlin is the defining factor. Scott Pickler out for a conversation. May not pull the plug just yet. Joined by Torres and the rest of the infield. There is an arm up in the bullpen for YD.
Regardless, though, huge for Harwich to get a run back. I mean, after a 2-run 6 in a game there's been no offense, it's easy to get deflated and just wish that, you know, you could turn the page on this game and that the offense just isn't working tonight. Instead, they put together a pair of hits in the inning and find a way to push a run across. Now the lead cut in half, and one swing of the bat can change the whole course of this ball game.
So after a very lengthy discussion, Scott Pickler decides to turn to the bullpen once more. Man on first, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Red Sox lead. We step aside and let the new wing warm up. We'll be right back on the Harwich Mariner Network. Mariners looking to do some more damage here in the bottom of the 6th, facing a familiar arm. Justin Lee out of UCLA, the righty. He's made 4 appearances, 2 of them have come against the Mariners. Last time out, went an inning and a third, giving up no runs, no hits, 1 hit, no walks, no strikeouts. And then the first time he faced them, got the loss after giving up a run on 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning. Man on first, 2 outs for Luke Heyman. And Lee's first pitch drops down, 1-0. Cade Kurland on first after his RBI single, and his college teammate at Florida, Luke Heyman, in the batter's box, 0 for 2, with a fly out to first in foul territory and a ground out to third. 1-0. Topped foul towards the Harwich dugout on the third base side. 1-1 to Heyman, who does have quite a bit of power. 16 home runs this past spring for the Gators. 1 swing in the bat could change this game.
And he's 2 for 1 here in Harwich. He's another guy who's been cold all of a sudden. He's been pieced together a hit or 2, but more than due.
This one flared to left center field, and that falls right in front of Tippett. And Luke Heyman continues the inning with a single. Back-to-back Gators, back-to-back hits.
Yeah, and Kurland just got a bad read on that one. Very easily could have been on third as the left fielder, Will Tippett, tried to kind of barehand it as he was making a beeline at it, see if he could make the play. And Kurland thought he was going to have it, but it would have been a tough throw. Would have had to reset his feet and get it on target. Still, the inning alive. And you got a guy who's a base hit away from scoring. You do have speed on the base. See what Scannell can do.
Huge opportunity from Matt Scannell. Out on first and second, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. A curveball from Lee is in there for a called strike. So far in his 4 games for the Red Sox, he's got a 6.75 ERA in 5 1/3 innings. Scannell singled in the 5th. Also grounded out to short in the 2nd. Fouls it off the end of the bat. Behind home plate, quickly behind 0-2. Scannell now 3 hits in the last 2 games, which is more than he had in the first 9 games combined. It was 2 for 28, but starting to heat up at the plate, which is good news for the Mariners.
Yeah, all signs pointing positive for him to start breaking out. He's been here before. He knows what's expected, and all of a sudden it's starting to come back together. That muscle memory doing wonders for Matt Scannell.
0 for 2, 0-2. Lee steps off to check Kurland back at second. Heyman at first, Kurland at second. Both singled. 0-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Lee the pitch. Scannell doesn't chase at the high fastball. 1-2. Third baseman McGee playing in a little. Second baseman Gallagher in shallow right. Martinez right behind the runner, Heyman at first, with Aloy behind Kurland playing short. Lee checks the runner at second. Now rocks and fires. Scannell bounces it to Martinez, who gloves it, steps on the bag with his right foot, and ends the inning. So Justin Lee does what he was brought in to do and keep runs off the board. Harwich inches closer, though. 3 hits in the inning, and Cade Kurland brought home a run with an RBI single, 2 men left on. It's now 2-1. Red Sox heading to the 7th, where my partner Devin Dobek takes you home the rest of the way. You won't want to miss it right here on the Harwich Mariner Network.
new wing for the Harwich Mariners is Sam Takoyan out of Ole Miss. 6'5", 265-pound junior from Fresno, California, making now his 4th appearance for the Harwich Mariners, but hasn't pitched since June the 26th. Actually, the 24th, excuse me. Had a 1-0 record this season for the Mariners, a 6.35 earned run average, 1.06 whip across 5 2/3. Has been credited with a save as well and 6 strikeouts to just 2 walks. Behind in the count, 1-0 now to Cade McGee, who has walked in, flied out to center field. Takoyan, the big righty, rocks and fires. This is upstairs that time. It's 2-0. But yeah, he's a fun guy to watch pitch. He's not a big stuff guy. Comes with a lot of fastballs. That's the majority of his arsenal, but really good at locating. 2-0. In at the letters, and it's 2 balls and a strike now from the Ole Miss Rebel.
Takoyan made his Cape League debut back on the 17th of June against this very same Red Sox team and picked up his lone win. So they are familiar with him, but haven't seen him quite a while.
2-1 is cut on and chopped foul to even up the count at 2-2. Cade McGee, though, more than due for a hit today. He is just 0 for 1. As Takoyan set and the pitch. Runs inside and loads the count full. He gets deep into a lot of counts. That's kind of been his MO all season long. Texas Tech product hit 282 standing in the right-hand side this past season. Next pitch misses way outside. And a 6-pitch walk issued from Sam Takoyan as he enters the ball game. So 1 on and nobody out. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. Find out who it is in just a moment. It's Jackson Chiarello, another guy who's been fantastic for the Red Sox. No surprise to see him coming in to pinch hit, the leadoff man on.
Chiarello out of Kennesaw State hitting .300 so far for the Red Sox with 2 RBIs. And especially, he takes over for the righty Gallagher. So it's lefty on righty here in favor of Chiarello.
Pickler loves those matchups as zone 1 foul to the backstop puts us there. This past season was on the Atlantic Sun All-Tournament team for Kennesaw State. Hit .290 with a .425 on-base percentage and a .408 slugging percentage. Such an asset to that ball club. 0-1. Chopped just in front of the plate, fielded by Heyman. He'll go on to first, has to rush the throw, and it's just in time. Nice job by Luke Heyman to just settle for the 1 out. Swinging bunt does the job, gets the runner down to second in Cade McGee for Charlie Somm.
Yeah, I mean, that's equivalent. It's not going to go down as a sac bunt for Chiarello, but it might as well have been. Does the same purpose, and now you got a runner in scoring position. You are towards the bottom of your order, but in the hole is Drew Burris, which is always a good sign if you're a baseball coach.
So the catcher, Charlie Somm, will dig in. 2-time Pac-12 champion with Stanford. First pitch misses inside on the breaking ball. It's 1-0. Hit 191 last year. Defense has been his strong suit. Still trying to figure things out on the offensive end, but the Cape League, a great place to do it against a lot of good talent. Here's the 1-0. Just misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. His freshman year hit 143, so he has been climbing up in the average scale, but still trying to find a way to bring it every day. A mist sort of appearing over White House now. Starting to feel it a little bit through the window here. 2-0 pitch, misses up high, 3-0. And Takoyan's got to settle back down. His control's been all over the place.
You have to wonder if the light mist is playing a role in the lack of control so far for Takoyan.
3-0 pitch coming. On the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. A couple summers ago, Somm played for Eau Claire in the Northwoods League. Hit .206 in 27 games for them. 16 RBI though. That's the highest average he's had at the collegiate levels, that 206 back 2 summers ago. On one hop over to the shortstop. Weingartner on to first in time. And that's a big out number 2 for Sam Takoyan.
Absolutely huge. Falls behind in the count and gets that ground out well fielded by Weingartner. Big second out.
Phoenix Call now will dig in as the pinch hitter. Will Tippett's night is over after he goes 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out to second. Call will substitute in as the 9-hitter, runner in scoring position. Righty on righty matchup, but Pickler loves to shake up his lineup.
It's interesting because Tippett is a switch hitter, so he would have been batting from the left side against Takoyan, but Call a better hitter at 364 so far through 17 games.
Yeah, he's been fantastic for the YD Red Sox. It's kind of a surprise to not see him in the lineup here today. Behind in the count 0-1, hit .222 this past season for the Bruins of UCLA. And he was pick of the Boston Red Sox back in the 2023 MLB draft. Pops this one up, foul territory. Heyman heading over, but watches it as it escapes out of play over the fence. And now Call going to have to protect. Behind in the count 0-2. Did not play a whole lot this past season for the Bruins. Just 27 at-bats. Participated in 32 games, but a lot of defensive subs. It's been his strong suit. Has a brother named Chase who plays at UC Irvine. 0-2 pitch. Takoyan misses down low. Nice stop by Heyman. And count shifts to 1-2. Called the number 55 shortstop and number 238 prospect in the state of California once he graduated high school. Boosted his stock so much that the Red Sox, took him in the 15th round. Pretty big honor, and now playing for the Red Sox here on the Cape. 1-2. Chopper just over the head of Takoyan. Going to be a tough play for Weingartner. Will eat the throw. Instead, he's going to tie the runner up over at third. The throw back to third will be in time. He left the base pass anyway. What a heads-up play by Ryan Weingartner. Knew he didn't have a play at first. Instead, elected to pump fake, and the runner rounding third. And Cade McGee got tripped up out of the base path, ruled out. Unorthodox way to end the inning, but you learn something new with the diamond every time. Time to stretch here at the house as we take a quick break and step aside. 2-1 Red Sox on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Bristol, Carter.
9-1-2 for the Harwich Mariners due up. They trail 2-1 here in the home half of the 7th out, hitting the Red Sox 7-6. Justin Lee back out there for the YD Red Sox. We can officially close the line on Pablo Torres. He goes 1 inning, gives up a pair of hits, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Did enough to keep the game in the hands of his team, and is currently in line for the win as it stands. Carter shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's a strike anyway. He can't believe it. 0-1. Braden Osbolt came up just 1 out short of being in line for the win. So Torres comes in, says thank you very much, does his job, does surrender a run, but his team still with the lead. 0-1 to Carter. Next pitch, another breaking ball, misses outside this time, 1-1. Some defensive changes for the YD Red Sox amidst those pinch hitters. Phoenix Call takes Gavin Gallagher's spot over at second, with Jackson Chiarello going out to left field in replace of Will Tippett. Pop up in the infield. Closing in on it is Phoenix Call, and he will put it away for out number 1.
Bristol Carter changing his spot in the lineup, was leading off yesterday, now down at the 9th spot. I like that could be a dangerous 9-hitter. He's just not getting the bat on the ball the way he is accustomed to. 0 for 3 so far, and now you still have a chance to top the order. Only a 1-run game. Harwich very much in this.
Weingartner digs in, first pitch to him, breaking ball that misses down low, 1-0 the count. Weingartner, 5'11", 184, rising junior for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Native of Berlin, New Jersey, and attended St. Augustine Prep as he takes this one out for a ride to deep left field, going back. Did he wrap the pole? He did. Ryan Weingartner, his 3rd home run of the season, and it ties the ball game late here in the 7th. Both his home runs have been timely homers in the 7th. What a shot from him. The grand slam to tie it at Falmouth, and now this to tie it with the East-leading YD Red Sox. A big shot for him, a no-doubter off the bat, and it's 2-2.
Another back towards the top of the order that can underratedly hit for power. Weingartner may not appear, you read the measurables, doesn't appear as a power hitter. But how about second on the team in home runs? And that one got out at just under 400 feet, 95 miles per hour. Good contact from Weingartner. And, I said it. I don't want to say I told you so, but, Mariners not out of it yet. One swing of the bat changes things here.
No balls and a strike to Danny Dickinson. Foul tip the first pitch he saw, trying to lay down a bunt. And the next pitch from Lee bounced in the dirt. 1-1. So all of a sudden, it's a whole new ball game here in the 7th. The Mariners get 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and they've tied it at 2, still with some lives to go here. An exciting ball game nonetheless. Lee comes set at the waist, pitching out of the stretch exclusively. The pitch. Dickinson chops it over to third base. Cade McGee's there. The throw far and across the diamond. Dickinson lunges, but it's in time. And he is retired, 2 away.
That's a tough play for Cade McGee, who's really played well at third today. Tough bounce against a speedy runner, and he's got to get it all the way across the diamond accurately. He's been a real anchor over there in the hot corner for YD.
Henry Godbout digs in. On the night, he is 1 for 3. He scored the other Harwich run. Also swiped a bag. He's got 2 multi-hit games this season. Do I hear a third? Watches strike 1, miss up high, 0-1. Godbout out of Virginia. Before Weingartner, he had the last home run, which came last night. And he lost to the Bourne Braves, hit that in the 9th inning. Now this one, in there on the opposite corner, 0-2. Godbout's only missed 2 games since arriving in Harwich. Other than that, he's been an everyday guy. So important. Fouls that pitch off, 0-2. Brooklyn, New York native, so he has a taste for Red Sox blood. See what he can do against this Red Sox team here in the Cape. 6'2", 190-pound junior. That debut came back against the Wareham Gatemen on June the 26th. 0-2 pitch. Fouled it off himself, so he'll stay alive at 0-2.
And Godbout has just been too good of a bat to keep out of the lineup. He's a middle infielder. He's played short, can play second, play third, really play anywhere. He's shown off his glove a few times in the infield at short. But the bat, DH, you got to keep that bat in the lineup, especially the way he's been hitting recently.
Lee comes set, and we're ready for the 0-2 pitch. Misses outside, 1-2. This past summer, Henry Godbout played for the Kalamazoo Growlers of the Northwoods League, hit .338 for them with a .404 on-base percentage. Summer baseball has been something he has really enjoyed. Before that was in the Futures League with the Vermont Lake Monsters. 1-2, misses down low. 2-2 with the Lake Monsters in the Futures League, hit .438 across 9 games, 32 at-bats. Always has swung a hot stick when it's been wooden. It's already got a hit here tonight. Here's the 2-2. In there on the outside corner, strike 3. He's rung up. Shoots Jacob Ashworth a look of disapproval as he's sent packing, but not before the Mariners even things up with a solo blast from Ryan Weingartner. They tie it up at 2, headed now to the 8th frame on Cape League TV.
If you're at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS. Mariners fans, join us for First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
To be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgentcare. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Go, are you having fun yet? These two teams always know how to put on a show. The Mariners and the Red Sox tied at 2 in the late innings. Kind of flashbacks to that first game back at Yarmouth Dennis, in which the Mariners pulled away 3-2 in the 8th inning, but it was tied 2-2 headed into that inning. Great ball game that was, and we're in store for a wonderful finish here tonight. Mariners went down 2-0 on a 2-run blast off the bat of Easton Carmichael. And inning number 6, they get 1 back in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. And we're all knotted at 2. 0-1 now to the leadoff man, Drew Burris, who on the day is 1 for 3. Next pitch to him, cut on and missed. And it's 0-2. Burris was the run that came around to score from the home run hit by Easton Carmichael, who waits on deck, 2 up in the inning. 0-2 from Takoyan. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Sam Takoyan tucks in Drew Burris. Beautiful sequence that time, and there's quickly 1 away.
Phenomenal pitch by Takoyan. Drops in the breaking ball in the outside corner. Totally freezes Burris. Just paints it perfectly. You saw it come in at him, and then it just plops right into the zone. Over the heart of the plate. Nothing that Burris could do.
Easton Carmichael will dig in now. 1 for 3 on the day for him with that 2-run home run. Takoyan, breaking ball comes inside, and it's 1-0. After Carmichael, it'll be Aloy. So big bats up for the Sox, trying to make something happen here in the 8th inning. Just 6 hits for the club through tonight's contest. 1-1 as Carmichael slaps that one foul off to the right. 8 hits for the Mariners, and just 1 error. That came from the catcher, Charlie Somm, for the YD Red Sox on an overthrow into center field. Takoyan out of the windup. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. Back over the press box, and we'll do it at 1-2.
And that error ended up being pretty costly. It allowed Godbout to get to third, which he came home to score 2 batters later with Kurland up. So without that error, it might be just 2-1.
1-2 pitch. Popped up. Heading towards foul territory. Now back fair. Michael Anderson's on it. He gets called off by Curlin and gets out in a hurry as Cade Curlin hauls it in. And there's 2 away.
You don't usually see a second baseman sprinting all the way out there to make that catch. Curlin really put on the horses. Scannell was in position to make that catch. Good communication by Harwich defense, making sure there was no collision out there in right field.
Aloy digs in. This past season in Arkansas put together a pretty nice campaign for the Razorbacks. It's a perfect blend of defense, power, average, everything you could really ask for from a guy like that. Played 60 games for them this past season. And his freshman year was at Sacramento State. Heading the count 1-0. Hit .270 this past season with 355 OBP. 1 ball, 1 strike now to him. He was the National Shortstop of the Week back in April, the first week of April for that matter, after going 6 for 14 with a pair of home runs, 4 walks, and 3 stolen bases. 2 balls and a strike to him, and now he'll likely be Cape League Player of the Week after the conclusion of this week. He's been so fantastic on a tear that I'm sure hasn't been touched by most people who've come through the Cape Cod Baseball League. 6 home runs in his last 4 games. He's been on base twice tonight, hit by a pitch, and also has singled. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Big pitch coming for Tekoyan, trying to get it back to the home half of the 8th. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball's lifted high and deep out to left field. Going back is Dickinson at the warning track. Hauls it in. Aloy makes everyone at White House hold their breath, but Dickinson says, I got this. Pulls it in, and that's out number 3. They go in order. Heading now to the home half of the 8th. Still tied at 2 between the Mariners and the Red Sox on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Avon Cabral toes the rubber here in the 8th inning, and he's a guy the Mariners have had their struggles with. He's been fantastic against them. This will be now his 5th appearance for the Red Sox. He's got a record of 3-0, and those 3 wins are tied for the league lead. If his team can give him some offense in the 9th, he might be lined up for his solo league leading 4th win. But he's gone 8 2/3 innings thus far, given up just 4 hits, struck out 11. Has only walked 2 guys. I mean, he has been the ultimate reliever, well on his way to an all-star game. A whip of .692 for the Sox this season. And perfect setup man. 0-1 the count, because then, of course, you have more in your bullpen for the Sox. They are just loaded with pitching depth. Here comes the 0-1 now from Cabral to Anderson. Big cut and a miss, and it's 0-2. Middle third of the order is due up for the Mariners. After Anderson, it'll be Ogden, followed by Cade Kurland. Anderson on the day is 0 for 2 with a walk, a flyout, and a strikeout looking. The pitch. This one is flared out down the right field line, but foul. And so he'll hang in there and do it again at 0-2. Cabral is a Northeastern Husky, along with Cam Maldonado and former Mariner Carmelo Muzacchia, who've played with the Huskies as well.
Can't forget about Jack Bauer either.
Of course. 0-2. Foul tipped into the mitt, and Cabral picks up right where he left off against these Mariners. One batter, one strikeout, and it's the best hitter in the order.
Important to note that Cabral, last time these two teams faced off, he was the winning pitcher, going 2 2/3, giving up just 1 hit, no runs, with a walk and 3 strikeouts. So you touched on it a ton, Devin. He has had a lot of success against this team.
Third time they've seen him. First pitch misses up high, 1-0. Justin Lee went an inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout with no walks. Not a crazy stat line, but unfortunately squandered the lead. Ogden goes down to a knee that time. Swings and misses 1-1. 14 hits between the two clubs in the game. 8 for the Mariners, 6 for the Sox. Mariners as a team hit 253 compared to just 236 for YD. Pop-up, shallow right field. Going out is Call, coming in is Petrie, and he's under it to put it away. 2 up, 2 down to start Cabral here in the 8th. Cade Kurland's turn. He's the only Mariner with multi-hits on the game. 2 for 3. Grounded out to short back in the second, but since then he's singled a pair of times. Been stranded on both those. He'd like to start a late rally here with 2 away. Pops this one up, but foul off to the right. And it's 0-1. Pickler's got one of his classic shifts on. First baseman Anthony Martinez relatively close to the line, but playing deep. Second baseman Phoenix Calls on the outfield grass, just about a few paces to the right of second base. Out on the outfield grass as well as Vahiva Aloy. And playing deep over at third is Cade McGee. 0-2 now to Cade Kurland, the Florida Gator. Cabral looking for a perfect 1-2-3-8 before we head to the final frame. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside. Kurland looked tempted, but lays off. Long look in from Cabral, peering over his glove, now into his windup. The pitch popped up once again. Foul territory. Heading over is McGee, and he'll watch that one go out into the concourse. Justin Mitrovic is up for the Harwich Mariners in the bullpen. He's pitched against these Red Sox. He earned his first save of the season, 1 of 2, against the Red Sox back in their last, 2 matchups ago at Red Wilson Field on June the 17th. 1-2. Misses outside again, 2-2. Mariners with just 2 more games against the Red Sox. Next one will be coming up on July the 13th over at Red Wilson Field before the season finale and series finale on August 1st here at White House once more. 2-2 pitch. Rolled over to the third baseman, McGee charging in, bobbles it in his hands, and Kurland's going to get aboard. They're going to rule it in error. Charge to McGee. Actually, still the jury out on that decision. They might rule it an infield hit for Cade Kurland, not hit that hard, and a tough play to make for McGee. So for the time being, it will be a hit ruled. And Luke Heyman now, another Gator coming up right after Kurland with an opportunity to keep the inning alive.
Tough play for McGee, but with the fumble, it looked like he might have been able to make the play had he had a clean pickup. But nonetheless, the Mariners will take it.
There goes Kurland. The throw down is going to be offline. And in there easily is Cade Kurland. So he's got a 3-hit day, his first of those of the season. got to feel pretty good for him. And now it comes down to Luke Heyman. On the day, he's 1 for 3. Lined a single up the middle in the 6th inning. They do confirm it's a hit for Kurland. Cabral out of the stretch now, dangling that right hand, a long look in, getting signs the traditional way from his catcher. 1-0, big cut and a miss. Luke Heyman wanted all of that one, couldn't catch up to it. It's 1-1. After Heyman, should we get there, it'll be Matt Scannell. But for now, a battle. SEC taking on the CAA. Here's the 1-1. Popped up, foul territory. Heading over to the right and out of play, 1 and 2.
That's a good thing for Heyman to keep fighting. 4 strikeouts in a game this season, most by a Harwich hitter, but not going down easily here. Making Cabral give him his best pitch. And he's an aggressive swinger, wants to swing for the fences, but all he needs is a little loop single, and with Kurland's speed, it could bring home the run.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Cabral got him to bite on a breaking ball that landed all the way outside. He's not pleased with himself as he heads back to the dugout. He'll have to come out and catch the 9th. All tied at 2. Red Sox, Mariners. An exciting finish on tap for you. We'll be right back on the other side on Cape League TV.
Here at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS. Hey Mariners fans, join us for First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
It's been a fun ball game thus far. And why stop now as the fog continues to roll in over White House Field on a weird and blustery day. 75 degrees, that wind still whipping around. Hasn't caused much problem, but visibility getting a lot worse for fly balls. Now we get hit in the air. Be Ethan Petrie, Anthony Martinez, and Cade McGee due up against Sam Tikoyan, who's out there for his 3rd inning of work for the Harwich Mariners. First pitch to Petrie. Misses up high, 1-0. Mitrovic is in the bullpen, which is the exact combination that Englert used back on June the 17th against these Red Sox. The winning pitcher on the mound now and the save pitcher out in the bullpen. See if they can put together the same fate here tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ethan Petrie. On the day, he's 1 for 3. Struck out in the first looking before singling in the 4th and grounding into a double play in the 6th. 2 balls and a strike now from Tikoyan.
Tikoyan, whose longest outing of this season was 3 innings back at Orleans on the 21st. That was his first career win. So he's probably working on somewhat of a short leash, especially with Mitrovic ready on deck.
Big cut that time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Petrie trying to start the rally for the Sox. Running out of time and innings here. The 2-2. Hanging breaking ball that slapped down the line in left field. Trickling all the way over to the wall. Dickinson cuts it off, but over into second easily. Standing as Ethan Petrie and the Red Sox in business here to start the ninth.
Exactly what Ethan Petrie is in the lineup to do. A great hitter, hitting almost 400 so far, almost 500 I should say, in his time with the Red Sox. And now they're about to put in a pinch runner. The ever so quick R.J. Austin, an all-star from a year ago, is about to come in.
He's got some wheels on him, and expect Pickler to play a little small ball here. Might see a bunt. It's always interesting to see what he elects to do. Martinez at the plate. Austin heads down to second as Ethan Petrie's done his job. Pickler thinks that'll be enough, taking him out of the ball game. Seventh hit for the Red Sox, and it was a big one. First pitch now to Anthony Martinez on the way. In there for a strike, 0-1. Martinez didn't like it on the day. He's 1 for 3. Fly out to left, a single, and a ground out to second. See the American flag blowing above the scoreboard here at White House all the way to the left. That's where the wind's headed. You can see the mist lit up by the floodlights as this one's lined into left field and down for a base hit. Austin pulls up into third, stopping there, and the Red Sox have runners at the corners here with nobody gone in the ninth. Mariners all of a sudden in some trouble here. Red Sox threatening to score, and Steve Englert will come out, and we'll see if he makes a move. But he wants to have some words with Sam Takoyan.
Two really good hitters he had to face there in Petrie and Martinez. Maybe running out of some stamina. Hasn't pitched in quite a while. Definitely a noble effort from Takoyan, solid in relief. But now the Red Sox on the door of pulling in front. Makes sense to go to your closer.
So they'll go to Mitrovic, the team saves leader with 2. Will he be able to get out of the jam? We shall see as Takoyan exits. We step aside here on Cape League TV.
Illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
It's Justin Mitrovic time in Harwich. Out of Elon, the right-hander, 6'3", 200. Made his debut against these Red Sox on June the 17th this year. A 3-2 win for the Mariners. Currently has a record of 1-0. Now his 4th appearance, a 1.59 earned run average, 1.59 whip as well. A pair of saves to go, so each outing he's earned a decision one way or the other. Also has 6 strikeouts and 3 walks through 5 2/3. Cade McGee digs in to face Mitrovic. Righty on righty. First pitch is grounded hard, but just foul. McGee was very close to busting this game wide open and advancing all the runners. Instead, he'll have to head back to the batter's box at 0-1. Mitrovic out of Elon had a 4-6 record for the Phoenix this past year, a 5.06 earned run average through 14 games in which he started all of them. 80 innings, 96 strikeouts, just 30 walks. 0-1, showing bunt, pops it up, gets away from Heyman all the way to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Looked like they had a squeeze attempt in play, and McKee couldn't do his job there. So Mitrovic, one pitch away from a big and oh-so-important first out. Mariners have the left side of the infield very close to the grass. Curlin's the second baseman over in the base path area at second. Broken bat, fly ball over, and making the catch is Ryan Weingartner. Ogden and him not communicating, just laser focused on the ball, and that almost was disaster for the Mariners, but instead they make the play, and it's about all you can ask for with an out that holds the runners.
Really close to being disastrous there because, you know, they're both coming out, focusing on the ball, nearly collide. Weingartner, great job keeping his eye on the ball, making sure that it fell into his glove.
Cameron Kim will dig in now. And Steve Englert's going to head out to the mound. I'm not sure exactly what this is for. Maybe to just talk some strategy with his wing and Justin Mitrovic. But interesting to see Chiarello pulled out of the lineup for Cameron Kim. Chiarello is such a reliable bat. Definitely someone who can put the ball in play enough to get that run home. Cameron Kim, if I'm not mistaken, had a big knock, though, that made it a 2-1 YD lead back a couple weeks ago at Red Wilson Field.
You know, it's almost deja vu now, Devin. Sam Takoyan came in, he was pitching, he allowed 2 runners on, and then Mitrovic took over in relief, and Cameron Kim knocked a 2-run single to right field. So it was almost identical. You had a walk and a hit by pitch, so there was 2 men on when Mitrovic took over, and Kim knocked a 2-run single to right. So it was deja vu a little, and now he has a chance to do the same. Big opportunity for the UCLA product, who comes in just 182 through 16 games with 4 RBIs. So Chiarello is a more trusty bat, especially a lefty against the righty Mitrovic. But Scott Pickler hoping that Groundhog Day events can occur, and Kim drives in potentially 2 runs again off Mitrovic.
He's got just 4 RBI on the season. 2 of them came against these Mariners, hitting a humbling 182 this season for the Sox with a 191 on-base percentage. And he's participated in the second most games on the club at 16. Fouls off the first pitch he sees to make the count 0-1. But Pickler calling to him in a big moment. Fared well for him last time. But we'll see if Kim's up to the task here. He's got to find a way to get the runner on third and R.J. Austin home 90 feet to give his team the lead before we head to the home half. No balls and a strike to Kim. Ryan Sprock will also be pinch running down over at first base in replace of Anthony Martinez. Ground ball up the middle and through. Weingartner tried to knock it down, but it gets by him. And the 9th hit for the Red Sox is a big one, gives them the lead. Cameron Kim delivers once again, and the Sox lead it 3-2.
In another deja vu situation, Devin, last time that these 2 teams played, there was a pinch hit, base hit from Ryan Sprock, who now is running at second for Anthony Martinez, and now Kim comes in a pinch hit and lines a single right back up the middle past the diving glove of Weingartner.
Big piece of hitting. The Red Sox desperately needed that. They sit 12-5 atop the East. The Mariners, a team who now are looking like they could fall to what would be their 3rd straight loss. And you know who's in line for the win? That will be Avon Cabral if he comes out for the 9th. That will be his league leading 4th, currently tied for the league lead with 3. No balls and 1 strike to Charlie Somm, the catcher. 9 hits aside, 3-2. Sox lead it with 2 on and 1 away. Here's the pitch. A late swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes now. Phoenix call on deck for the Red Sox. Trying to add to their margin. They still got time to do it. They've already had 3 hits in the inning. 2 off Takoyan and now 1 off Mitrovic. Here's the pitch. Lifted high and deep out to left field. Going towards the corner, Dickinson running after it, and it's gone. Charlie Somm opens this thing wide open in the ninth inning. A 3-run blast, and a guy who really has been searching for something of that nature will touch them all. And the Red Sox, now with a 4-run lead, it's 6-2.
Somm came into today through 9 games without a run batted in. I'll give him 3 with one swing of the bat. Sitting in the 8th spot, batting under 100, and Somm made Mitrovic play for leaving it over the plate.
So a 4-run ninth and counting for the Red Sox. In a pair of games that have only been decided, as this one's popped up and back over towards the press box. In a pair of games prior to this that had been decided by 1 run, it looks like we might have a different fate here, unless the Mariners can make a miracle happen. No balls and a strike now to Phoenix Call. The number 9 hitter came in to replace Will Tippett. And he'll take one right off the back. Mitrovic clearly frustrated with himself, as puts another man aboard for the top of the order. Drew Burris, the leadoff man, will step in for the 5th time here tonight. Easton Carmichael on deck. Or rather, excuse me, not Easton Oh, yes, it is. A lot of pinch hitters in Scott Pickler's lineup. Sometimes hard to keep track of it all.
Interesting, though, that the one who provided the most powerful swing of them all was in the lineup the whole time. It wasn't one of the guys coming off the bench.
No balls and a strike now to Drew Burris. Mitrovic comes set, and the pitch. Grounded softly over towards second base. A long charge in for Curling goes on to first, and it's not in time. Infield single for the Red Sox. And they continue to pass along the baton here on offense. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, just bursting on the scene with a lot of success.
Number 15, Easton.
8th batter of the inning is Easton Carmichael. Top 3 guys in the order between Burris, Carmichael, and Malloy have all been kept in the lineup thus far for Coach Scott Pickler. But he has made a total of 5 substitutions throughout this ball game, not including the pitchers. First pitch from Mitrovic, popped up, foul territory. Anderson giving chase, but it will go out of play, and it's on 1.
And you just feel the life sucked out of White House Field. Mariners come back from a 2-0 deficit, tie it up. Looks like things are intensifying coming into the 9th, and then the Whitey bats explain why they're tops in the league record-wise. They just came alive against Tekoyan and Mitrovic.
0-1's fouled off to make it 0-2. The Red Sox have had an up and down last 5 games, a win, a loss, a win, a loss, and then a win. So this would be back-to-back wins for the first time in quite some time for the Red Sox if they can hold on here. First 4 innings of this ball game went by in just about an hour, but since then it's been an hour and a half, and we're not even halfway through the 9th. So change in pace, the offense picking up, as that one will miss upstairs, and it's 1-2. Mitrovic comes set at the waist, looking for a big strikeout. Here's the 1-2. The runners both go. The pitch in the dirt, so the runner is retired. But both guys advance down to second and third in Call and Burris. So a chance to do damage still for Vahivo Aloy.
Yeah, you can feel good about, obviously you'd like Carmichael to put the runners in more, but especially on the move. But when you have someone like Vahivo Aloy up, he'll take that. He can do some damage.
Number 9 hitter in the inning. Vahivo Aloy digs in, watches ball 1 miss inside. Aloy was hit by a pitch in the first, grounded out to second in the 4th before singling in the 6th and flying out to left in the 8th. 1-0 pitch. Grounded hard over to the third baseman, Ogden. He'll fire it across, bounces it on one hop, and Anderson digs it out in time for out number 3. But not before the Red Sox strike for 4 more runs. Home run from Charlie Somm opens it up, a 3-run jack, and it's 6-2 as we head to the home half of the ninth. It's going to take a Mariner miracle to change things here, but don't go away. 3 more outs for you on tap.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Scannell.
To the home half of the ninth we go. It's going to take some magic for the Mariners to get back into this ball game, trailing by 4. There's now all of a sudden been 20 hits in this ball game. After through the first 4 or 5 innings, it seemed like nothing was really going on. Matt Scannell watches ball 1 miss outside, 1-0. After Scannell, it'll be Carter, followed by Ryan Weingartner for the Mariners. Avon Cabral searching for that 4th win, back out on the mound. Fouled off by Scannell, 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox explode for 4 runs in the 9th. They've opened this thing up in what's otherwise been a pretty competitive ball game. 1-1, fouled back over our heads. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Take a quick look around the league for you. Of course, you know the score here. In other news, Falmouth on top of Chatham, 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th at Gov Fuller. That's a pretty big game for the Mariners as they're tied with the Anglers and headed out to play them tomorrow night. 1-2 just misses outside, 2-2. But yeah, that game could be for sole possession of 2nd place tomorrow at 7 o'clock Veterans Field if the Commodores can hold on. And they're another team who desperately needs a win. 2-2 offering coming to Scannell. Misses low and away, 3-2. Orleans on top of Hyannis. That game 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th from Eldridge Park. Wareham on top of Brewster, 5-4 in the top of the 6th from Spillane Field. And Katuitt leads the Bourne Braves 8-7. Actually, that game deemed final at Lowell Park due to light as Scannell clocks this one out to deep left field. Going back, it's gone. Matt Scannell showing off the opposite field power, says the Mariners are still alive and takes one deep here in the 9th. The score is now 6-3.
That's a Mariner home run by Matt Scannell. That Mariners home run also leaves another
Scannell now back-to-back games with multiple hits, and even Cabral hasn't allowed a single run in nearly 10 innings of work this season. Scannell, the 8-hitter in the order for Harwich, shows off, like you said, that opposite field power and makes this game a little bit closer.
Hit that one high and up into the night foggy sky. It was carried out, maybe a little help from the wind, but that looked like it had it the whole time. So you would have liked to see what would have happened barring the 3-run homer that made it a 4-run margin, because now it's 3. Bristol Carter digs in, the number 9 hitter, 0 for 3 on the day with a pair of groundouts and a pop-out. The 0-1 to him. Thought about it, leaves it off. It's 1-1. So Matt Scannell, all of a sudden taking the league by storm. Back-to-back multi-hit games, gets his first home run there, and he's starting to hit his stride. 1-1. Big cut and a miss from Carter. Lost his balance through the swing, and it's 1-2.
That's someone that's big to get hot, especially the only lefty in the order, can play multiple positions. Good to see him getting going.
1-2. On the outside corner, strike three. Carter is rung up. Not happy with that call as he's sent packing. Backwards K for Cabral. He's got 3 strikeouts now.
Now batting for Harwich, the shortstop from Penn State.
Brings up the top of the order. Ryan Weingartner followed by Danny Dickinson. 1 away here in the 9th. Cabral trying to slam the door shut on this thing. No one up in the YD bullpen. It's him or bust. 0-1 to start Weingartner. He homered in his last at bat. He's been on base 3 times tonight. In addition to that, home run, has a single and walked in the 5th inning. Here comes the 0-1. This is outside. 1-1. 11 hits for the Sox, 10 for the Mariners. Slugfest all of a sudden in the late innings. Cabral rocks and fires. Misses up high. And it's 2-1. Red Sox did have 5 hits in their share of the 9th inning. So their number very much skewed by that 1 inning alone that practically matched their total prior to that. 2-1 pitch. Misses up high. 3 balls and a strike. Just like that, the Mariners with a chance to get a free base. Weingartner in the driver's seat. Pickler on the edge of his bucket over on the dugout. Red Sox still in a pretty good spot, but things starting to get a little interesting all of a sudden. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Weingartner goes right through that one. And count has worked full. After Dickinson, it'll be Godbout. Mariners need to keep passing this baton. Payoff pitch on the outside corner. Weingartner goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Avon Cabral, who does not miss a beat after giving up the home run. And I think the thing that's got to be paining Harwich the most is both those strikeouts by way of looking, not even given a chance to put it in play.
Impressive work by Cabral after giving up that home run. Many guys would have probably been a little shaken, but he came right back in, dialed in, and dotted up 2 strikeouts.
First pitch to Danny Dickinson just misses outside, 1-0. Dickinson on the day is 0 for 4. Fly out to right, ground out to short, a strikeout swing, and a ground out to third. 1-0. Big cut and a miss. High fastball that Cabral blows right by him, and it's 1-1. Cabral peering over the glove once again, drops his hands down into the motion, the pitch. Dickinson fights it off. Count shifts to 1-2. Mariners down to their final strike. Red Sox trying to lock this thing up and earn their 13th win of the season. That would be a league lead. Here's the pitch. Dickinson cracks this one out into the gap in right center field. Ranging over is R.J. Austin, and he puts it away for out number 3. And the Red Sox will take this one on the road at Harwich. The road team has won every game in the season series thus far. 6-3 your final. We'll take a quick break and be back for the Harwich Mariners postgame show right here on Cape League TV.
Whether at White House Field or cheering from home, gear up with some official Harwich Mariners merchandise. Order online or visit our booth behind home plate. See you soon, and roll NERS. Hey Mariners fans, join us for First Responder Night on July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Cheer on our heroes from Harwich Police, Fire, Coast Guard, Harbor Master, and special guest State Representative Steven Zaros. Make sure to mark your calendars and come show your support for these brave men and women.
welcome into the Harwich Mariners postgame show. Devin Dobek, Skylar Wilkes along with you as the Mariners fall to the Red Sox for the second time this season and lose their third straight contest by a score of 6-3 to the YD Red Sox. Well, the Mariners, once again, they throw up 10 hits with just 3 runs to show for it. It seems like they've been having a lot of hits and not finding ways to cash in. They shred 8 base runners tonight, and a 4-run ninth proves to be enough as YD pulls away. Skylar, your initial thoughts and takeaways from this ball game?
Really, I've said it before at least 2 or 3 times. This is deja vu. It's like we're seeing the same things over again. Sure, it wasn't a 1-run game, but Tukoyan and Mitrovic set up, and the runs come in, and the YD offense explodes. I think it shows how potent this team can be, right? They unleashed the bench, and they all performed well. This team is very deep, and Harwich, the pitching staff, which is pretty solid overall. I mean, 4th in the league in ERA, just kind of got rocked up towards the later stages of the game. But that's the second time in a row that not the second time in a row, but second time in 3 games where they had 10 hits and they are on the losing side, which hadn't happened prior to the Thursday loss to Brewster. So just both engines, right? You have the pitching and the hitting, and both weren't working at the same time today.
Yeah, and credit to Charlie Sum. He saw his moment and he took it by the horns. A 3-run blast in the 9th inning that honestly proved to be the game-winning knock for the YD Red Sox. Loud and high over the left field wall. Fantastic for him, and got to feel good for him. All teams and affiliations aside, a guy who's really struggled throughout the Cape season, hitting right around that 100 mark, and then all of a sudden finds a way to give his team something that will be shown within their record, within the standings. A big home run for him, and yeah, hats off to Charlie Sum.
Hero ball from Charlie Sum. Again, hadn't had a single RBI prior to this game, and now there's 3 to go to his total. That's got to be really big for his confidence and momentum going forward. He's still obviously going to have to trade off turns with the other catchers for YD, but gives Scott Pickler some confidence and trust in his catching ability and his hitting ability to play him in the lineup maybe more often.
As for the Mariners, they lost their 3 straight here tonight. They lose now to YD, Bourne, and Brewster back in that order. A feeling that, is going to start to sting. They were 9-6, now they're 9-9. They'll be lucky to stay tied for second in the East Division. Brewster nipping at their heels coming up behind them, but the YD Red Sox pulling away now with a 4-game margin over the Harwich Mariners, and you got 2 more contests with them. Only so much you can make up, and they've just been the best team, hands down, in the Cape Cod Baseball League this year.
It's definitely encouraging for Harwich, though, that they've been able to keep in these games, right? I mean, yeah, it was a 3-run game at the end of this, but it was tied for a majority, or you were by 2 runs. The other 1-run loss, a 1-run win. So they've shown that they can keep with this YD squad, which is very encouraging for Steve Englert and company. It's only a matter of time before they can put everything together and everything works according to plan the way it did today for YD.
The win goes to Avon Cabral, his league-leading 4th win of the season. He goes 2 innings, just 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. As for the Mariners, the loss credited to Sam Tukoyan, a game that lasted 2 hours and 39 minutes here on a interesting weather night here in Harwich. Kind of foggy, windy, a little bit rainy. But we got a ball game in, and it was a good one until the YD Red Sox were able to pull away and prevail here in inning number 9. Tomorrow night, the Harwich Mariners travel out to Veterans Field for the first time this season to take on the Chatham Anglers in a game that could prove to be sole possession of second place in the Cape Cod East Division. You won't want to miss that one. Carson and Skylar have the radio call on Cape League TV tomorrow night. But that just about wraps us up tonight. One more time, the final box score. The YD Red Sox, 6 runs on 11 hits with an error, and they strand 6. The Mariners, 3 runs on 10 hits with no errors, and they strand 8. Thank you so much for joining us here. We hope you had